Oh, hey, what is up? Welcome on in, brothers. Yeah,
What's going on, world? How
what's
y'all
going
doing?
on? How you guys doing? How you
How
doing,
we living?
Austin?
I'm doing all right, Josiah. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. It's
All
a
right.
it's a great day. A great day to be alive.
I'm just okay. We're live on we are live on YouTube.
Mhm.
So I'm Austin,
I'm Josiah.
and we are the
Super
Super
duper
Cinema
super super
Bros.
cinema brothers. All right. Yeah. Welcome on in.
I'm just getting
We're
right.
we're
Getting
gonna
right.
have a manly grooming tips segment at the beginning here. Follow Austin more than myself. Just throwing it out. Just throwing it out.
Ah.
Oh yeah. I got a little bit of a drink too. Oh, let's not support him. No, I'm just joking.
This is honey and lemon.
mm. This is sugar and bean water.
Yeah, just to make sure my voice is right for the podcast.
Yeah. That's right, man. It's
All
perfect.
right. How are we doing? How are we doing?
We doing it. We
All
doing it.
right.
All right. So we're finally here. I mean, it feels like it was taking forever to get to this day. Uh Part dos of the Scarlet Review. It's
Yes.
still not being shown in like a crazy number of theaters and a crazy number of showtimes. Right,
No.
Austin? Yeah.
No. Okay. So I just saw it like a couple hours ago, or I just got
Yeah.
out the theater a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Actually, not even a couple hours. Yeah, maybe 2 hours. Almost 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, it was only playing. It only had two showtimes in the theater where I got it,
Mm,
and it was like 4 p.m. and like 9:45 p.m. Uh,
mm, mm.
for what it's worth, and we'll get into this a little bit. I kind of wish that I seen it at more of a late night. This movie does have some, I don't know, like the vibes are kind of there that were like this might be a conducive viewing experience later in the evening.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
But
You're just you're
yeah, I
just you're
saw
just
it.
you're just happily popping along in the mid afternoon, and then you
Yeah,
just get hit by this movie. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I had to see it today. Number one, because I had the day off, and number two, because my weekend was busy.
Mm.
Um, my weekend could also be a movie, but we won't talk about that right now. A whole other thing. That's a
Uh-huh.
separate podcast. We'll start that up there.
One day. Hmm.
One day. All right.
He's drowning his
So,
sorrows.
oh yeah, and non-alcoholic honey lemon
Man,
water.
goodness.
All right, so let's do this. I will read the synopsis just to brief everybody, catch everybody up. You already gave
Mm-hmm.
the part one, so
I
please
did.
go check out part one. He did a solo review because the movie was showing in his area and not in mine. And we knew that this movie was going to come out in February and that we were going to have a part two. So this is a companion piece to the part one solo review that Josiah did a few months back. So please check that out. If you want to pause and watch that, it's pretty brief, and then come back and join us, or really just watch that after you watch this one, and you'll be all caught up. But yeah, let me just read the synopsis, just so you know what's going on. If this is your first time with us, we welcome you. God bless you. Thank you for joining us, and then we'll just get right into it. Yeah, I'll just kind of share my thoughts on it, and then we'll do a little back and forth, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Perfect.
All right, so here we go. Here is the synopsis. And right now we're still in spoiler free territory. So here we go. Scarlet follows a medieval era princess and skilled sword fighter on a dangerous quest to avenge her father's death. Driven by grief and rage, Scarlet pursues her mission with unwavering determination until a catastrophic failure leaves her fatally wounded and transported to a surreal world that exists outside of normal time and space. In this strange realm, She encounters an idealistic young man from the present day who offers her not only the chance to heal from her physical wounds, but also introduces her to perspectives and possibilities she has never considered, including the idea that there might be a path forward that doesn't require her to be consumed by bitterness and vengeance. The film explores themes of trauma, the cycle of violence, and whether redemption is possible for those who have been shaped entirely by loss and anger. As Scarlett's journey forces her to confront fundamental questions about fundamental questions about purpose and meaning, the story examines what it truly takes to break free from the destructive patterns that revenge creates, and whether a life defined solely by hatred can be transformed into something else. Through its time bending narrative and the connection between a warrior princess from the past and an idealist from the present, the film asks whether healing requires not just confronting those who have wronged us, but also confronting the parts of ourselves that have been warped by by our desire for retribution.
Oh,
Pretty fair. That's a that's a pretty good synopsis, if I do
you
say
know,
so
yeah,
myself.
that one actually was decent. It's yeah, I don't feel like spoils very much of anything. So
No,
yeah, that was
doesn't
respectful.
spoil anything that wasn't in the trailer or on the poster.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yep.
All right, so let's just do this. Let's just jump right into spoiler territory. Spoiler territory. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Since this is a part two companion piece to the first solo review by Mr. Josiah, let's just jump right into spoilers. Let's just get right into it.
All right.
All right, so spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. From this point on, if you have not seen the movie, go see it. Go watch our part one movie review,
Go see
solo
part
review by Mr.
one.
Josiah, and then come back and join us. And with that said, spoiler alert, here we go. All right.
And here we go.
This movie was really interesting.
Hmm.
It made a lot of like very like artsy, kind of artsy fartsy decisions
Mhm.
in terms of the vibe, the feel, the music, which is done by one of my favorite Japanese composers. He's composed a bunch of anime as well as one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Japanese J drama, Hatsukoi or First Love. And so I like his music. I like his sonic aesthetic, if you will, his
Mhm.
head,
Mhm.
his mind, where his head is at in terms of the songs and the melodies and the tunes
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the harm, just all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really overall I thought that was really good. Let me begin by talking about my experience with the theater.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I was saving this, Josiah, just for this moment.
Uh-oh.
So this movie was airing at an IMAX. I saw it in IMAX, and there was hardly anybody in the theater. I caught the 4 p.m. show. There was
Yeah.
like three other people in the theater, which meant that I bought a seat here, but I was free to sit wherever I wanted. So I
Mhm.
kind of sat right in the middle and
Yeah.
just got the entire IMAX experience.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll say this much: this movie really, really benefits from being viewed in IMAX. The
Hmm.
colors just really pop, and that part of the visual aspect or the visual component is really, really accentuated in IMAX.
Hmm.
I still did trip over one of the steps going up with my cup of water, and I'm
Oh,
still, oh my
dang
gosh,
it. Oh,
I tried.
no.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I tried. I was careful. I was trying to like the way the steps are. Like some steps are like this, and then some
Damn.
steps are. It's dude. Whoever designed the steps and that you go up to, um,
In the IMAX theater? Oh my
I
gosh.
think they intentionally wanted to make people. I think this person just did not like people.
Mhm. Yeah.
He got kicked out of the film club as a kid in high school, and his way of getting back at all of them and everybody else was by designing these steps so that you trip and fall and you spill your food, you spill your drink. either all over the floor, all
Mhm,
over
mhm.
yourself, or
Ooh,
possibly all over somebody else,
oh, that would be
thus
bad, yeah.
largely ruining the experience. Now that didn't happen. I just had a cup of water, but even that cup of water was not safe.
Oh,
And
man.
so, ah, but
Water was lost during the experience of this film.
yes, yes, it was lost. And like if you're counting on that, just to like keep yourself from coughing or whatever, you need all the
Yeah,
water in that cup.
that's
And if you
true.
like, if you're trying to do your due diligence to catch the steps and you still, and you lose like,
And they always
Scarlet
give
is
you small cups, for your water cup.
yeah.
It's like you
Yeah,
wind up getting, 13-inch,
yeah, you
soda
get the big
cup,
cup.
and then
I ask like, "Hey, can I just get a cup of water?" And then I get the cup of water, and I choose water because like
yeah,
I don't do
yeah.
the soda. No, you pay for your soda.
Upstanding citizen right there. There we go.
Yeah, the obscene prices, but if you're there, then you play ball or you go somewhere else, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So I think I was complaining about this at the Predator Badlands. Yeah, I think it was the Predator Badlands review. I
It
was
might.
like,
Oh yeah, probably. Wait, no, no,
yeah,
no.
the IMAX
You saw that
there
one, real
in
D
3D.
3D.
Oh, so it wasn't that one.
What was the
It
IMAX
was
one you
another
saw?
movie.
Yeah, well, we could go back and find it, but yeah, you
Yeah,
guys probably
you
memorized it
guys
already.
do us a favor, help us out on the algorithm, and go back and watch all the ones, and then get back to us. Let us know which one I was complaining about the steps on IMAX.
There we
We'd really
go.
appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Just
All
reactivate
right,
all our
so
videos.
yes, and watch them all. Just let them play in the background. Just let them play in the background. Like
Mhm,
if you're not
mhm,
prepared to watch the whole thing, then or just put it on mute and then go to another tab and just let it play.
mhm,
That
mhm,
would be great. We'd really
mhm,
appreciate
mhm,
it. Um, yeah,
mhm.
go ahead and farm watch all of our content on different tabs. Just
Yeah,
hit the
man.
mute button. Just let them
Y'all
play.
want better movies in theaters? You got to support us. So we wind up destroying the terrible ones and then supporting the great ones, and then we're all happy.
I don't know how else to spell everybody wins, but like there you go.
Exactly.
All right, so
Mhm.
back to the movie. Good
I
sound
thought you were
mixing.
gonna say. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say you picked one seat, the whole theater was open, and then once you got there, someone was sitting right next to you. And
No,
so
no, no.
just
Thankfully that didn't happen. And if it
yeah,
did happen, I just would have got up and like found a better spot. Like there was enough. There were so many empty spots, it didn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm watching it and I'm being absorbed and engulfed into the IMAX screen, and that's a good experience.
Hmm. Hmm.
The movie is really artsy, and part of the reason why I wanted to watch the movie, what caught my
Uh-oh. I think
it was this.
you're gonna have to repeat that.
Okay, what I was saying was part of what captured my interest, what allured me into watching the film when the trailer came out months ago, was the CG anime, and I wanted to see how good that was going to look on the big screen. Turns out that Polygon Pictures, they've done a lot of CG anime on Netflix shows. They were the ones that did the at least a big chunk of the CG anime in this film.
Mhm.
And I feel the same way I felt about 100 meters.
Yeah.
Um, like I feel like the way they did it with the rotoscoping was cool, and it's probably the last time they'll do that because of recent advancements in AI,
Mhm.
generative AI
Mhm.
uh, tools that are available, and I believe that people are going to take advantage of those tools as they should. If it makes your job tremendously easier and it cuts down on production time, like I'm kind of all for it. Anyway,
Mhm.
this movie is like half and half,
Oh,
or
what's
like two
up?
thirds.
Sorry. So I didn't interrupt you for a half second.
Uh,
Sorry for missing you. Keep it real. How's it going, man?
oh,
Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome
what's
in.
good, my man? Good to see you. Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us. So good to see you. What's up? Okay, you
Oh,
said what's up,
Crime
family?
101. I actually haven't heard of Crime 101.
Yeah,
Did you catch the trailer
so
for it, Austin?
no, I haven't. I'm not familiar with Crime 101.
Hmm.
I'll have to check it out afterwards.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, thanks for letting us know
Yeah.
if it's a good movie. I heard the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck crime movie, cop movie. I forget the name of it on Netflix. It's supposed to be really good too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another movie I want to check out, but haven't had the chance to do it yet.
Faust
All right,
the
so
movie? No, no, no. I'm just
yeah.
messing.
All
The
right, so
Rip
back
or
to
something,
Scarlet.
right? Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, the Rip or something like that. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, so back to Scarlet.
Yeah.
Visually, it's beautiful, and about 2/3 of the movie is CG anime, and I'd say about a third of the movie is like flashback 2D traditional anime, and that's fine. Um, it was a stylistic choice that they made, and I'm fine with it. There's a lot of like surreal, kind of trippy stuff that happens, and it just makes me feel like if I read the manga or whatever it was based on,
Mhm. Mhm.
that it would make more sense and it would
Mhm.
be a little more coherent.
Mhm.
Um, let's see, it was animated by Studio Chizu. Uh, let's see. So apparently, it was not based on a manga. It was written.
It sounds like it was it Satoshi Kon? Well, no,
No,
no, no, no.
Hosoda
Hosoda, Hosoda. It
Mamoru
sounds like
Hosoda.
his version of like Hamlet, but it's not like one to one.
Yeah, inspired by Shakespearean tragedy Hamlet, the film follows the eponymous princess who can cross time and space on a quest for vengeance after her father is murdered. Okay. Um, yes. So it has Shakespearean overtones to it for sure. And
Mhm.
yeah, it just seems kind of trippy in some places.
Okay,
And
yeah.
sometimes I really like that. And sometimes I just feel like I need more context. I need more.
Mhm.
I just don't
Mhm.
really feel like I fully understand, or I feel like I missed something, or that you didn't show me something.
Mhm.
And
Are you partially referring to the cut to the future, like Shibuya scene where everyone's like dancing and they're like singing songs to it?
no.
Okay.
And for the record, I actually really like that. I
That
actually really
was that
like
was
that
cool.
song. I just enjoyed it. I don't know
Yeah.
how much sense it makes in the grand scheme of things, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it's all kind of
Yeah.
trippy and ethereal and just kind
Uh-huh.
of vibey and just kind
Yeah.
of whatever. So I'm cool with
Dude,
it. Whatever.
dude, I totally thought that the first time they showed that scene, you know how there was like nobody there? It was just Scarlet. I was like, wait a second, did they accidentally let a version of this movie out in the theaters that like was missing assets? Um that was just my first thought. I was like, is this supposed to be Baron like that? Because like you could hear all the like the song and dancing stuff like that, you know?
Right.
Did that happen in your screening too? Like the first time we go through Shibuya, it was like completely empty.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know what was going on other than it was like a big dance party. It was like Tokyo Carnival or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all just
Mm-hmm.
kind of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not mad at that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what it actually reminds me of? If you've ever seen
Paprika?
Takeshi Kitano?
Oh.
No. Well, Paprika is kinda interesting. That's
Mm.
a Satoshi Kon
Yeah.
movie. Phenomenal. Um, yeah, actually, me and Josiah and his lovely bride, his wife, we all saw it together for the 20th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had the DVD for that movie. Like I'm a big fan of that movie. Uh, so yes, this movie when they just have like this whole dancing thing, and there's a couple dancing things. There's a Hawaiian hula dancer doing this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. Like there's like people that are all died, but they're all from different places in life, but they all kind of come together and they're all trying to struggle and survive in the afterworld, in the other world. So there's a lot of just kind of random things, maybe not random, but just a lot of a collage of just things,
Yeah.
people all together.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff going on. So that dance scene in Shibuya,
Mm-hmm.
what it reminded me of, because it's just kind of like it just kind of happens. If anybody's ever seen Takeshi Kitano or Beat Takeshi, his film Zatoichi of the Blind Swordsman, Phenomenal movie. I highly recommend it. I recommend all of Takeshi Kitano's movies. He he stars in his movies, he writes his movies, and he directs them all. Like written, produced, directed, starring Takeshi Kitano. And that's the way he does all of his movies. They're all like all of his passion projects. And they're mostly either hard boiled cop dramas or they're yakuza tales. Anyway, at the end of Zatoichi, there's just a big giant dance number with all the characters, and they're just dancing. I don't even really know why,
Hmm.
but at the end of the movie, I actually didn't care why.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
having so much fun just watching this big gigantic performance,
Yeah.
and it's just happening, and it's the end of the movie, and I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I'm good. I'm down.
Mhm.
Totally down. This kind of reminds me
Yeah.
something like that. And
Which
so,
which
uh,
also reminds
yeah,
me, people have noticed that in One Piece, that is a common occurrence at the end of an arc, that there's a big party and celebration, and Oda specifically said like that's the feel that he wants the audience to have, like coming out of a big, multi arc kind of experience within each
yeah,
locale. Like he wants it to end up in a celebration of life and friendship and you know um, overcoming the odds of whatever the main villain was at the time. So maybe that's what Beat was doing also in his movie. Like he wanted people to leave in a celebratory kind of a feel.
yeah. So when I watched that dance scene, I was like, I don't know, I just kind of like this. I'm enjoying this. I like the song. It's super upbeat. It's a really
Mm-hmm.
pretty song,
Mm-hmm.
and like when
Mm-hmm.
everybody's singing it together, it worked as like a whole choir of Japanese singers were performing
Mm-hmm.
it, and it
Yeah.
worked just as a solo piece.
Yeah.
It's like pretty words. It's like just
Yeah.
a lovely Japanese ballad.
It was a nice
So
connective
that was
tissue
cool.
to Bell, his last movie that he did, which was
I
which was
didn't see that one, but
all.
I'd be totally down. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
makes. I think Taisei Iwaki, is that the name of the? Hang on, that's the name of the composer. Let me let me let me verify that. Mm, Oh, hang on. Taisei Iwasaki. Yeah, Taisei Iwasaki. He's the composer. So yeah, I really like the music. I thought it really worked. There's like two songs. The first song I like better than the second one that ends the
Mm.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Generally, I'm not a big power ballad guy, like big mushy, like you know, kind of wavy love songs, very orchestral. Very few of those songs really register with me. And the second song, it was okay. I mean, in the movie, but like that's not the song that really kind of grabbed my attention. It was the first song. So I like the song. Um, Largely, okay. So when it comes to 3D or CG anime,
Mm-hmm.
the strengths and the weaknesses that exist in that format are the strengths and the weaknesses are present in this movie as well.
Yeah.
When it's not the regular 2D animation, the regular 2D animation is just it's totally fine, good, standard 2D animation.
Yeah, I
No,
loved it.
no,
It
there's
was it
nothing.
was great.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The 3D animation, it looks beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but everything feels slightly in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
This is true if you watch any of the Polygon CG anime series on Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the same. Like they just somehow Disney and Pixar have figured this out, and their movies don't have this issue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep saying it. The high watermark, as far as I'm concerned, is Encanto, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as like, I think that movie comes together really well as far as story and characters, and I'm not really big into like songs and stuff unless it's really really good. Um, I don't really like every. We don't talk about Bruno, but I know the kids love it, and it's fine. It works for kids, right?
We don't talk about
Um,
Bruno, no,
no,
no.
no, no. Like it's cool. It's
Yeah.
it's it's fine.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
the song, to be clear, the songs in that movie are great. I'm just not in the song. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not knocking the songs themselves. Um,
Yeah, you're not
but they
one
get the
for musicals,
in
as a
general.
genre as much. Yeah. But, I mean, but yeah, when it's good, it's good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I watched the Wicked movies, and I thought
Yeah.
they were pretty good movies. Again, I'm not a theater kid.
Mhm.
That's not my
Mhm.
world.
Mhm.
So going back to the animation, like Disney, like you watch Encanto, like the characters just move, and it's like perfect. There's no it nothing feels slow motion unless it's like a slow motion scene in that it's entirely intentional.
Mhm.
I almost wish, and who knows what happens behind the scenes. Like I'm just thinking out loud. I have no idea if any of this stuff has already happened. Like somebody at Polygon Pictures has reached out to like Disney Animations, like, yo, how do you get that movement
Mm.
just right? Like an email or a phone call was made. I would hope. Hey, yo, help us out. Like you
I'm
guys, like
yeah,
we
yeah.
watch these movies, and like the movement is just pitch. It's just perfect. It just feels perfect for an animated, and it's just not. It's like a half, like a quarter tick too slow on any given scene. Not even a half, like it's like a quarter. But the fact that it's so close and just barely off almost makes it worse. It would
Yeah.
almost be better if it was just like a PowerPoint presentation, right? That would almost be better because you just kind of like, oh yeah, that's bad. But like, this is like, it's not bad. It's almost, it, it's not even good per se. It's almost perfect. But the fact that it's almost perfect and not perfect is like the biggest uncanny valley thing about the movie. Is how close it is, right?
Mhm.
If you were just way off, then you're just making an artistic decision to be way off, and then you just accept it or don't accept it, and you know either walk out because you're completely taken out of the film, or you just accept it and you just watch it all the way through. But when it gets that close and it's not quite there, but it's like right there, that's almost worse in a manner of speaking.
Mm. Yeah,
It,
I get what
it,
you
it,
mean.
it is completely a how do you account for the X and the Y onto the animation, X axis, excuse me, the X axis and the Y
Yeah,
axis, and then you have the Z axis when you're doing
the
it in
Z-axis
3D.
situation.
The Z axis
Um,
makes all the difference.
honestly,
What doesn't
yeah,
yeah,
I get where
go
you're
ahead.
coming from. I think that it's a couple things. One, time and budget. Uh, Disney has millions more dollars behind their films than something like this, and I would just guess that it probably has either half or a third the amount of time than the Disney film. Like Zootopia, I'm sure if we went back and went and found all the information on the making of that film, they probably started it 6, 7, potentially 8 years ago in its
Yeah,
like
I think this was a
first
5-year project.
iterations. Yeah, yeah. So it's like it's definitely more time, money. Like I think in general, stepping away from maybe those kind of like baseline potentials in the difference in quality, I think there's just like a different mindset animation wise. I think this is very clearly like the animation mindset of Japanese animators approaching 3D. um I mean, it was very apparent and very clear that like their 2D animation was different than American animation, and so I think going from 2D to 3D, like there are some differences as well that just kind of probably a few like techniques, not a few, but probably a number of techniques and strategies that they've learned in 2D that they've then like incorporated into 3D most likely has contributed to some of that feel. And I think intentionally they want it to still feel like anime. I think to a point they don't want it necessarily feeling exactly like a Disney animated project.
But here's the thing with that, and I would apply this even to like the Dragon Ball Z Fighters game where they did the same thing, the Arc Systems, Guilty Gear, like, and I would apply it to the Guilty Gear, to the modern recent Guilty Gear games as well. this the thinking or the idea that we're gonna make it like an anime following the same frame count as anime,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that doesn't work when you're dealing with 3D rigs of characters. Like you have like basically what I'm saying is like you have to rethink that. Like because when you have these 3D rigs, but you're doing the traditional 2D consistent with the anime, but the rigs are not consistent with the anime. So the feel of the motion is going to be different, even if it's the same frame rate. What you could get away with in a 2D Street Fighter game, it's not going to work in a 3D Street Fighter games. And I think I think Capcom understands that and has understood that, and I think that's what gives them the edge over like Arc System games like Guilty Gear in terms of like character movement and stuff. It's like this
Like for
because
Street Fighter or Resident Evil or
yeah, like Street
something.
Fighter 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
even going back to Street Fighter 4, like all like the PS4 and PS5 Street Fighter games, like the movement is just amazing. It's staggering how good the movement is in these modern Street Fighter games.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Mortal Kombat games, which I don't like. I don't like how bloody and gross they are. It's just like it's not
Sure,
fun.
sure. Yeah.
This is sadistic. I don't like this. I'm not enjoying myself.
Yeah, fair.
Um, so 'cause yeah, I get what like Arc System is trying to do. And to be clear, I rock with Arc System works. Like they do incredible modeling work. And the games are super fun. And they have their own feel. I'm just saying just for my taste in terms of what I want in the movement, in terms of dealing with that uncanny valley
Yeah.
issue that is introduced with the Z-axis, um, and it's just like what your mind perceives.
Mhm.
This is not an issue when you're dealing with real people, right? But when you're dealing with animation, your brain has to undergo different processes to be engaged in it. Except that it's an anthropomorphic lion, you know,
Mhm.
and then you have to understand that it's in 2D animation and it's going to move a certain way,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I
Your
think
brain just has to go
something
through a different process.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think something that also maybe exacerbates potentially what you're experiencing and stands out to me at least. I can for a little after a little bit, I guess kind of let the slow motion effect kind of go away, but not completely. Uh for this movie in particular, there are a number of like almost photoreal backgrounds
Oh yeah, that
that
too.
I think highlights that problem even more because like there are a few scenes where I was watching it's like photoreal background and then like very obvious anime character that's technically on a more detailed side than a lot of anime characters, but still an
Right.
anime character. And it's like okay, my brain's expecting to see real life with this like environment that takes up most of the field of vision, but you're not seeing it. You're seeing CG characters, so that is a little bit of an adjustment or just like a little detail that kind of like pulls me out of the movie to a minor way, but maybe it also exacerbates that experience that you're having with the frame rate.
Right. Now, when they had the mountainous terrain in the very beginning of the movie, I actually thought that was pretty cool. That part worked. But then when they're like like the Egyptian remains, what looked like Egyptian remains, I was like, oh
Mm,
wow. Oh yeah, okay, they're definitely going for a certain look. And
hmm
I was cool with it, but like it's like I would have put a different shader. What do you call it? Shader or whatever, just to
could
make it
be,
look a little
could be.
more animated.
Hmm
Whatever that term is, right? Um,
Yeah.
I put a different skin on it, so to speak, just
hmm
to give it just to blend, just so the anime characters don't look like they're like in front of a photorealistic thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the director wanted that, and
I think
it
yeah.
it
So
is something unique. It doesn't look like something else that we've seen specifically.
that's
Maybe it
true.
reminds me a little bit of like what was it when they tried to bring back Ghost in the Shell on Netflix?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, some of those backgrounds almost look kind of photoreal, but yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
So
It's a preference kind of a thing. It was
yeah,
yeah.
and that's
I
fine.
think I alluded to it in my review. Curious to see how you would feel about it, and
Yeah. So
yeah.
at the time I intentionally didn't watch your review. So I need to go
Mm,
back and watch it myself just because I didn't want it to influence my viewing of it,
It's fair.
in 2 or 3 months time.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious because I went out of my way. 'Cause, I mean, I was playing around, moving around, you know. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to go back and actually listen to what you're saying
Uh-huh. Yep,
because
yep,
I,
yep.
I didn't want to be I didn't want to be spoiled on it. Okay, so visually, otherwise it's beautiful visually. In terms of the plot, overall, it's more or less coherent. There's some gaping things that don't necessarily make sense
Mm,
or
mm,
need more context and explanation. There
mm,
needed to be a little
mm.
bit more of an exposition dump.
Sure.
So she presumably dies because she gets
Yeah.
poisoned by her uncle, who's the king,
Mhm,
who
mhm,
killed her father in a coup
mhm.
to take over the throne.
Yeah.
But then she's trying to get revenge on him in the afterlife. And is she able to do that because time is relative and eventually that king died? And
Yeah.
so he's going to be in the afterlife, the other world as well. And if that's the case, why is he the king in the other world also?
That's a
Like these are
very
things that
good
aren't
question.
explained. These are things that are not explained
Yeah.
in the movie. And like, why are all of his henchmen like? Did they not grow older? Why are they like the exact same way they were when she died? There's just a bunch of like weird things. I wouldn't even call them inconsistencies because I don't know if they're inconsistencies. They're just not explained. It'd be one thing if they were poorly explained or explained in a way that's incoherent, but you're just kind of watching. It's like, and again, it does in a sense, it kind of lends itself to the surreal nature of the movie and the narrative and like what's going on. There is a sense of like what's going on. Why does she have to travel, do all this traveling to get up to where the king is? But her henchmen, they just like end up at the castle the next scene, getting beat up for failing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how this is possible. I
Mhm,
don't understand how this works, and the movie's not trying to do anything to explain it to me.
mhm. There are a
And
number
there's
of
just random
things
things.
that the writing just needs it to be the case. And this king
Yeah,
being a threat even in the underworld or the, like, limbo world or whatever it is, it's like one of the biggest, like, "Oh, the writing needs it to be that way." Because
yeah,
I mean, one of my thoughts were like, "Oh, yeah, like, they get to the underworld and this guy is not the king of the dirt mound or whatever. Like he was a threat, at the time taking over from her father and everything, but like when you're adding in anybody across all of time and history, I'm sure there are a number of other people that were a greater threat, but that would take more time to set them up. So it's just like it's necessary, I guess, in a way for him to just remain as like the king of this realm as well. And somehow he came to it after her, but then like was able to like rise to power and have like an entire kingdom, even
yeah,
though yeah he came later than her. Um, you kind of have to let some of that stuff go. And frustrating enough, I'll say like one of the most disappointing things for me, you get like zero time between the two characters. And I know on a level, writing wise, it's not fully necessary. It's like what the king stands for and what she needs to how she needs to grow is doesn't necessarily cause them to need to be in interaction with each other time and time again. But it's always disappointing in a film where you either don't get enough time between the protagonist and the antagonist, or you don't get enough time between the like two main protagonists. Um, yeah, it just seems like a giant gaping hole that yeah you get very little time. You virtually get no time between them outside of when like they get to the final step of the journey.
yeah. How did they
Um,
all get to that mountaintop, to the
mm,
summit? How did they all just appear there?
mhm.
Again, I almost kind of accept it because everything's kind of weird and surreal to begin with. So fine, like another thing that didn't make sense to me was like, all right, so at one point it shows her training and getting ready to be a warrior in her youth and getting ready to exact her revenge on her uncle. That's happening, right? And then
Uh-huh.
when she
Uh-huh.
gets to the and then she dies, right? and
Mhm.
she
Mhm.
doesn't get to get her she doesn't get to
Yeah.
exact her revenge. And then she's like going around at one point, like she's taking the swords from the and the corpses of dead warriors or whatever, and the
Mhm.
water's kind of like an ocean, which is actually really cool. But uh, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But like at one point towards the beginning, in the first like third of the movie, she's like being really tough, and then she like gets beat up really bad, and then the guy like flicks a booger that explodes, a booger grenade and explodes, and she's like just running. So like in that scene, she wasn't tough, but then she's like in the next scene, she's like really tough and like taking out three people at once. I'm like, wait a minute, are you tough or are you not tough?
Mm.
It's like
Fair.
you're tough when the plot needs you to be tough. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you could have just taken out those same types of soldiers like 2 minutes
Mhm.
ago. What's
Mhm.
going on? This
Mhm.
is weird.
Mhm.
So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, like some people have guns, some people have knives. How come everyone doesn't have? And then there's like one part where like one set of bandits robs these carriers.
Uh-oh. You're gonna sorry, repeat that.
Oh, I was saying that they run into a caravan in the desert. That caravan gets uh they get robbed by one group of bandits, and then that
Mhm.
group of bandits gets robbed and killed by another group of bandits that has guns instead of just knives and poles and sticks and stuff,
Yeah.
staffs. And then like there's like this kind of
Because they're
weird
from a different
divine.
time period. Yeah, they're from
Like,
further
oh yeah,
along in the
I guess so.
future. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's entirely possible. And then
Mhm.
the big blue whale
The dragon kind of creature.
dragon
Yeah.
creature sends
Mhm.
down lightning, takes out people seemingly randomly. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it feels random, but it's like it's always just beneficial for the main character.
for the main character, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. And then they
Mhm.
befriend the group, and that's all fine, like And then
Mhm.
Hijiki, the guy that the paramedic that she ends up running into, and they become friends. Um,
Mhm.
and travel companions.
Mhm.
He comes from a certain time period. Everyone else comes from different time periods. That's actually kind of cool. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
It's an interesting take on the afterlife.
Mhm.
And then at the end, or towards the end, like they're all trying to get up to this mountain, and then there's a big volcano that erupts that takes out a bunch of people. Like, all right, that's something that happened. I don't know exactly why or what the significance of that is, but then eventually all those people. Next scene is just the two people. It's just the paramedic Hijiki and Scarlet, and they make it to the top.
Mhm.
And um, and then the two henchmen are there, and then the other two other henchmen that changed their mind, they're there, and they stop the two henchmen. They beat them up, take them out, and they fall down the side of the mountain, so they're gone. And then there's a stairway to heaven basically up in the sky, and then she goes up and then goes through low like she ends up on the other side. She's on the shore. She goes through some jungle, gets to this door that's supposed to be the door to heaven. It kind of reminds me of that door, the creation or whatever
Full
from
Metal
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like
100%.
boarded. It's got wood logs blocking it,
Mhm.
and I don't know if those things are actually blocking it, because at the end of the movie, there's a bunch of people that were like getting ready to go, and like you saw opening like from the reflection in the water. But
Yeah.
those big logs, I thought those logs were gonna drop into the ocean and like the doors were gonna
Mm-mm.
open, but they didn't
Mm-mm.
do that.
Mm.
So then her uncle is there, and then you think he's like reforming. She forgives him, and then like he like grabs her, and then he spits in her face, and then she freaks out and like starts grabbing him, and like that's enough to like stop him. I guess that's all weird. It doesn't make sense. Um,
Wait,
and
wait, wait. You're
then
talking about specifically that moment or all the things that you described?
I'm just saying, like, this particular scene in general, like, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how was just holding somebody by their head enough to, like, stop him and cause his eyes to go white? And then she has a little scene with the little hollow projection of her father, "Don't be consumed by hate." I'm like, "Alright."
Mhm, mhm.
But then he tries to kill her, but then the dragon comes and just zaps him with
Yeah.
lightning like
Yeah.
twice.
Mhm.
Like, all right. And he's like crying out for her mother. Is that her like biological mother? The mother
Oh,
that hates
are
her?
you no, I
That's
don't
who the
think so.
uncle
I think it's
was like
her
calling out for her.
stepmother.
Stepmother? Okay.
I think so. I think it
And
was.
she hated Scarlet for some reason
Mhm. Mhm.
because their father loved her more or something. Um there's no backstory to any of that, except for, like, when all of this is over and it turns out that it's not Scarlett's time to die, and she goes back to life, she wakes up, and her mom's like, "Why aren't you in hell? But my king, why is he dead, but you're not but you're alive, and you should be in hell right now." And she just runs away and starts screaming. I think because she knows that her life is over and she's screwed,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, because Scarlet becomes the queen, not her, and I mean, that's the first person I would suspect that poisoned me. I don't even know why she was still walking around. Like, lock her up, put her in the gallows
Yeah. Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. 100%. Mhm.
First order of business. Lock her up, interrogate
Uh-huh.
her
Chase that woman. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
mercilessly, find out everything.
Oh dang. Yeah. Mhm.
You ripped up my picture. That was a nice picture. You're horrible.
Oh, that was sad. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, again, you don't see anything that happens to her. You just see that she is coronated as the queen, and she gives some generic, "Oh, we can work together and have peace and harmony." Bum, 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 bum. What you gonna do? Hey, hey, listen, if they had done that at the end of the movie, I would have fallen out of my chair and gave this movie 10 stars. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
If that had
exactly.
actually
Yeah.
been how the movie ended, I wouldn't be able to get the smile off my face. Oh man, I would be singing this movie's praises in
Mhm.
a whole
Mhm.
different kind of way.
Yeah. So
So
so okay, yeah, continue. I think you're trying to
yeah, so
land an
basically,
idea. Yeah.
the movie is kind of a surreal, uh, mind-bending kind of head trip, and lots of seemingly random things are happening, and it's a lot of plot armor. Wait, plot armor may not be the exact right word. MacGuffin may not be the right word. Yeah, maybe plot armor. Things, but it's kind of weird because is it really plot armor? I don't know.
No, it is. It is. It's
I guess so.
it's main character syndrome
Yes, things
realized.
happen
Uh-huh.
that specifically benefit the main character and
Mhm.
her journey, her arc.
Mhm.
This movie, very similar to Return to Silent Hill, in some ways feels like a movie on rails. It's like
Yeah.
no matter what, you're going to get to your end destination. It's a foregone conclusion that this is going to happen.
Mhm.
And sometimes when it's like that, that can work. But sometimes it's just like, all right, it just makes all the convenient things that happen just a bit jarring. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, the lightning strikes right at the right time. Oh, all right. Oh, and he dies a miserable, horrible death. And he doesn't get to the land of infinite land or whatever it's called.
I forgot what it was called, but yeah, he I don't know why he assumes he's going to go to this land and like be the ruler in it or something, but
Yeah,
anyway.
he was a horrible person, and
Yeah.
he acknowledges he was a horrible person. And I
Mhm.
almost don't even know why he acknowledged that because it didn't like produce any change or anything.
Well, that's the
It's like
point. Yeah, he
it's
doesn't
like this
change
weird
it.
pump fake. She was about to kill
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Now, I guess what the message is like what
Mm.
the father wanted her to spare his daughter from the king, the original king that was murdered. In a better movie, this would have been a bit more clear.
Mhm.
But like when you go down the
He
path
wanted
to
her to
revenge,
forgive, right? Yeah. He wanted her to
yeah,
forgive.
you want her to
Mhm.
forgive, but like the reason is not just like philosophical, but like practical. Meaning,
Mhm. Mhm.
when you go down that road, it doesn't just you don't just get payback. The act of doing that changes you irreversibly, and you may not get the satisfaction from exacting your revenge that you think you're going to get. You know, it's like, oh, I accomplished my goal. I got my revenge, but I'm still angry.
Mhm.
But I'm still miserable. And now,
Does it
because
bring back? Yeah.
I became what I hated to exact my
Mhm.
revenge, you can't go back,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So biblically, we have, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I will avenge, right? In
Mhm.
other words, nobody's getting away with anything. Um, God's capacity and ability to justly punish is far greater and far beyond your ability to do so, either in this life or in the life to
Mhm.
come.
Yeah.
Okay, listen,
Right.
this is
All right.
something that
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
struggled
yeah,
with.
yeah. But, yeah. No, I wanna get into that also. So, yeah, but continue.
Let's have a
Uh-huh.
little theology moment with Dustin.
Yeah,
All right,
totally. Uh-huh.
practical theology. All right, so if you're a Christian, this is for you. If you're not a Christian, this is for you too. We would love for you to know who Jesus is and
Amen.
to
Yep.
find your salvation in Him and in Him alone. So
Mhm.
let's fast forward to when that actually happens. And another Christian does you super dirty. Oh man, they do you vicious, vile. Um, they sin against you profoundly. Now, you're called to forgive, and the Lord will avenge. But wait a minute, they're saved. Are their sins are forgiven? Does it just basically mean that they're going to get away with it? That it's not, that they're off the hook? The answer is no. All right. It is appointed for once. It is appointed from once for a man to die and then to face the judgment. The Bible says, even for those who are saved, you will give an account for every thought. There is there's like this idea, or just kind of this symbolism or imagery in the New Testament that Paul talks about, where like everything that you did in righteousness, in godliness, in service to God, in obedience to God, will remain. And all the stuff that you did that was sinful and evil and wrong and was not done for God's glory is going to just kind of like burn up, right? Now, this is symbolism. We don't have a perfectly clear picture of what that is,
No,
but let me tell
no,
you
no,
this
no.
much.
There may or may
Let me tell you
not
this
be
much.
a great playback in heaven where we're all watching everyone else's lives.
Listen, whatever, whatever that is, that phenomenon, that in eternity divine correspondence phenomena is. When I say divine correspondence, is God corresponding, communicating to you, the redeemed, forgiven sinner who will now spend eternity in heaven with Jesus. Even for our fellow brothers and sisters, the idea that like you have to give an account for every thought, every good thought, every not good thought. That alone, right? Like you have to give an account for stuff that you have been forgiven for, right? And there's an idea of like your treasure in heaven for things that you've done well, um, past the point of salvation. We are not saved by works; we are saved by Jesus's works, not by our own. But just once we've crossed that threshold, what you do in righteousness, the idea is that there's a reward for that, right? And the sin that you committed gets dealt with in eternity. You have to give an account for all of it, and you have to watch it like burn up or something, right? The Bible gives very
if
precious few
you
words
if you
about
have
that.
accepted Christ, yeah, and He is,
Yeah, this is
and yeah.
on the right side. This is on the side of there's the
Hmm.
bema seat and there's the great white throne of judgment. These this is symbolism that's given in the Bible to describe like judgment for those who have been saved by the blood of Jesus and those who have not. Listen, if you have not been saved by Jesus, that's a whole other thing, right? You will die in your sin and hell awaits for you. But for those who are saved, for those who are going to heaven, you still got to go through this process. And whatever that process is, and the Bible gives precious few words on it, right? It's not a whole, much of this is not spelled out, right? Just the idea that, like, whatever you didn't do in righteousness, you'll have to watch it all like dissolve and fade away. Whatever that phenomenon is in eternity, when you're standing face to face with an infinitely holy and just God, whatever vengeance you could exact on somebody here on earth, it's not even a drop in the bucket. It's not
No.
even a drop in the ocean compared to like standing before an infinitely holy and just God and giving an account for all the dirt you did on earth, even as one who is forgiven. Like whatever that phenomenon is, it humbles me. Like, bro, I'm scared to death of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm
Mm,
trying to like keep my
mm,
sin count as low as possible so that I have that much less to account for, even
mhm,
as one who is saved. You understand?
mhm,
Whatever that is, right? And so going back to the whole like vengeance is mine, right? Number one, nobody's getting away with nothing. Because the thing that you thought the person got over on you about, they're gonna stand before God and give an account for that. And the most sadistic torture chamber, slow death that you could maniacally, sadistically create in your mind to exact the most severe sadist punishment against somebody who's wronged you, or just the most gruesome form of suffering. It can't even be compared to what it is to stand before an infinitely holy God and give an account for the things that you've done
mhm, mhm,
without any ability to make an excuse or rationalize or justify. Like all of that is out the window.
mhm.
You're just laid bare. This is what I did, and you have to explain that to God. Even I cannot stress this enough. Even as one who has been saved, right? This is crazy work. You're not getting away. Nobody's getting away with anything. And I don't say this with any relief or prejudice or arrogance because I'm not getting away with anything either. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
No.
so,
It's yeah, it's not on how good we are and have been or anything like that. It's just the
fair. but, but
it's just the gift of the gospel,
but
Mhm,
again, we're called to forgive in so much as we're able to do because Jesus has forgiven us, right? But just know, just because you forgave somebody doesn't mean they got over on you and that's the end of the story because they're also forgiven. No, they will stand before God and give an account for all of that. And whatever could be done in this realm of existence in this lifetime as a form of payback or revenge or whatever cannot compare to standing before God, giving an account for all those things, and watching it just like watching all of your dirt and all of your evil, like go up and whatever that phenomenon is. Ah, it scares me. So
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brother and
In the
sister in
face of a
Christ.
perfect judge,
Oh yeah,
yeah, the judgment is going to be equal to the the just
yeah.
consequence of what
So
that
just know,
sin and what that evil is. But yeah, it's gonna
yeah.
be.
So just know that
Hmm.
the Christians, because man, you get hurt by people out in the world. Yeah, I kind of it sucks, but like that's the
Hmm.
world. But when
Hmm.
people in house hurt you and do you
Hmm.
dirty, and
Hmm.
it happen, just know that they're not. They just because they're Christian, just because they're saved and their sins are forgiven, doesn't mean that they're getting away with anything. I'm talking at the eternal, post mortem level. But even on
Hmm.
earth, man, you reap what you sow. And you
Hmm.
don't know the torture that's going on in their mind and how they can't sleep at night thinking about what they did to you and how they're too cowardly to own it and admit it and apologize.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bro,
Oh
cowards
yeah.
die 1,000 deaths. A brave man, a righteous man with a clean conscience dies once. A coward dies every day, 1,000 different ways. You have no idea what God's doing. You you think you can do crazy work? You think you can do crazy work on demon time? Listen, God can do crazy work on Jesus time as a righteous, holy judge who knows it's the beginning from the end and sees
Amen.
everything.
That's right.
Nobody's getting away with anything.
Mhm.
Everybody will give an account. The people that have hurt you, they will all be brought to account, either in this life and in the next life, or at the very least, not even at the very least, in the life to come, they will have to give an account for all of that. Just know.
Yeah.
So like I'm not even saying that as like a pacifist. I'm saying like no, just understand that like some things will not be made right on this side of eternity, unfortunately. But God has, we trust that God knows what He's doing. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His plans are not our
Yeah.
plans,
Yeah.
and He can make this right and dry every tear from your eye better we can in our best attempts at
Mhm.
exacting revenge.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah,
So when you watch
we
like a
all
Kill
have an
Bill movie,
innate. Oh, go ahead.
real quick. So when you watch like, listen, we all like watching. We've all enjoyed like revenge movies, revenge tales, the Kill Bills, movies, the samurai revenge tale. Like, we've all seen those dramas or whatever, and there's certain catharsis to that, and I understand that. But you can't avenge the way God can, and if you try, it'll do things to you that you might not be able to undo, and you'll have to give an account for it one day. So just know that God is not mocked. He's a holy and just God, and even those who are forgiven and saved will still give an account, which means that nobody's getting away with nothing. We see through a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. And I'm just gonna land my plane on that.
Nice, man. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, we all definitely do have there's something within us that calls for justice, in all the things that happen in life. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of people have the desire for that, but then think that it's fantasy, that the reality of everything being accounted for, justice being done, no matter,
Meted out, yeah.
yeah, meted out in everything, that we feel like is wrong across our world. Doesn't seem like it's the case that it's gonna, wind up coming to judgment, that people are getting away with anything and everything and getting ahead of, head in the world because they're able to abuse the system and whatever way they see fit. Yeah. uh it's
Yeah.
not a fantasy.
So
It's not a
yeah.
fantasy.
So interestingly enough, this movie is not coming from a Christian perspective. Certainly not from a
No,
Christian perspective of
no.
the afterlife. But even
That
a
said,
non
that
yeah,
said,
even a
yeah.
non-Christian movie still kind of arrives at like a roughly Christian
Hmm.
understanding of like, don't let this consume you.
Yeah.
Don't let this change you in ways that you can't undo, you know?
Yes, yes.
And
Inevitably,
so
our world has been diametrically changed once Jesus showed up on the scene and set the example, wound up, telling people how to live, the better way to live, gave numerous, sermons and messages. Yeah, I think I've heard people say that, yeah, Sermon on the Mount is potentially the most game changing speech, ever given in humanity. That humanity across the world changed dramatically because of Jesus' presence, whether it's seen as a direct result or not. Now people will try and like say like, oh, well, there were some belief systems that existed prior to Jesus that treated other people, treated their enemy like the way they were called to be treated, as Jesus winds up telling us. Um, there is truth to that. The Jesus and God has always been from the beginning of time. So there's elements of his, um, you know, calling to humanity to live rightly from the very beginning. But no, Jesus is the one that made gigantic change throughout all of history from that point on, which has then gotten its way into every other culture. So that's why you do come across, yeah, most cultures will have this message. They'll be like, yeah, vengeance is not the correct way to go about it. Like, they kind of try and like turn that on its head a little bit. Scarlet does forgive, but then also, doesn't she at the end kind of more like choose to not like fully forgive him still? Like she could be
she said she
completely,
couldn't forgive him, but she wasn't
yeah,
going to kill him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's not like a complete like, I'm gonna forgive you, and I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna let it go. It's gonna be out of my hands. Like, yeah. So there is a little bit of like the rebellious kind of like twist onto the situation. And
Maybe.
a little bit,
Like,
a little bit, a little bit.
what I'll
Um,
say about that is like, I think there's something to be said about the honesty. Like right now, I'm not in a
yeah.
place where I can forgive you.
Hmm.
Forgiveness is a
Yeah.
process. It doesn't necessarily have to be a one-time event, and it
Hmm.
doesn't have to
Hmm.
happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to happen on a specific timeline. And if you like, if you're trying to forgive and you just never get to the point where you forgive and you die, like I I believe that God, God, Jesus saves, died for, and saves
Mhm,
people that
mhm,
struggle to forgive as they should, as Jesus did,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like some people have the remarkable ability to forgive,
yeah.
and some people and other people like really, really struggle with that. You do me dirty, like it's gonna be a
I
real struggle for me to
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
know,
I've been on both sides. Yeah, as far as
yeah.
Christians do me dirty, me doing other Christians dirty. Like, yeah, we not perfect people over here. But I will say, biggest qualm with the movie is specifically in reference to this sort of like morality, moral kind of perspective that the movie puts forward. Now, I'm going to say it's because of this. It may not be everyone's experience, but my experience a little bit into the film was okay, this girl has died. She's in the it's not purgatory. It's a yeah, it's a limbo in between,
The other
world.
world.
Yeah. She wound up being the extremely special case where she literally did not die. She was kind of like pulled into this realm before she fully died. It's like main character syndrome 110%. What's the reasoning for why that happened with her? Like why she was the golden child, most unique across all of history, that this is the only time that it's really ever happened to anybody and happens to be our main character. Partly the reason why we're following her as a main character, like some writers feel like they need to make sure their main character is the most special, like within all of the timeline and within all of the story.
You're the chosen one.
Yeah, so
You're supposed to bring balance to the force.
I have to let it
Yeah.
go a little bit. I don't know what force is. Maybe the sky dragon is like, it seems to be like the god or the ruling being of this realm. I guess it chose to bring her in before she died to allow her to change so that she can potentially go back. And so by the end, she could potentially go back, or the king could potentially go back. She's the one that had the emotional and mental change. She was not struck down by lightning like he was. So the movie does make sense in how it's presented. That said, my biggest frustration overall is I don't I don't know why. I just didn't care about them dying a second death. Like now I'm supposed to care. But like there's a
Yeah,
big difference between someone trying not to die in the first life, trying to not be consumed by revenge and that and like and to be a cleaner, more truthful, more just person in the first life, but once they actually die, I'm like, why do they care about not dying again? Like, this is part of the
yeah,
frustration of like the idea that we might get a second chance world. It's like, what is it? Just
yeah.
it kind of
So
falls
like
a little flat for me.
there's a really oddly selectively applied annihilationism that's taking
Mm,
place
mm,
where like, when they die in the afterworld, then they just like a vampire that hits sunlight, in the
yeah,
Blade movies.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, so then they just completely cease to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but if that doesn't happen, then are they just perpetually staying, living like a second life that never ends? Is there an eternity? Is there not? Is it for some but not for all? The movie does not try to give any real clarity on that.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
people that die, the people that need to die or disappear, they disappear, and the people that they want to stay or to go to paradise, to go to eternity, they go, and that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Also, you had
So
that
there's
one
no
like
true
the
weight. There's no true weight of anything for me in this realm. Like
or
it's
it's there's no rhyme or whatever weight there is. It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it that we can like reliably say, okay, this person is for this reason. X is going to happen because of Y. That none of there's no such logic in this movie. It's just
Mhm.
kind of like
Mhm.
what happens happens because it needs to happen.
Mhm.
Again, it's movie on rails. It's just
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
happens to
Yeah.
happen because it needs to happen.
Uh-huh.
Also, there's like the person that's supposed to be kind of like be narrating, the third person narrator, the little person, they did the booger and caused the blow up, and then
Mhm.
they keep
Mhm.
asking like, what does it mean to die? What does it mean to live? What does it mean to be human? It keeps
Mhm.
asking that
Mhm.
question,
Mhm.
which could be interesting, but it's not really integrated into the story. And it's not so much that they need to arrive at an answer to that question, but
Mhm. Mhm.
he's just kind of randomly asking it at certain
Mhm.
junctions in the movie. And so maybe the dragon god or whatever that's in like the sky ocean, which is visually is really cool. It's really interesting. Um,
Yeah.
maybe he understood that like Scarlet per- was only temporarily like heart stopped or whatever, wasn't actually dead, so that he knew that she was only going to be here for X amount of time. And again, the time is super relative. Like, was it years? Was it months? Was it days? Was it hours? Does it matter? I mean, we know at least it was a couple days, probably at least a day or so, because it shows
Mhm.
him sleeping.
Yeah.
So eh,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
surreal. Like it's all kind of just happening. So
So yeah, while I do enjoy the movie, that is a major problem for me.
yeah,
It's I didn't care. I didn't fully care. I liked the characters. I like Hijiri and Scarlet. I think in the real world, in the first world, there is like a true value behind like her not being formed by this revenge and being able to step past it, to be able to grow into a greater person. But then at the same time, there is like yeah, there is real evil. There are real evil people. Like there are consequences to just like being a complete pacifist and being walked over by real evil people. Like there is a time and a place that good people need to stand up and take down evil people because they're gonna continue to run over all the other good people. Um, I'm just not a fan of this being like second chance world that it almost invalidates any and all decisions made in the first world. But then
yeah,
it's like, so we were talking about the king. Like, why was he king? Why was he powerful? Why did he have a castle? Like in the second world, was it because his power gained in the first world transferred over? Like, there's I don't know.
it's
There's
not
there's too
clear.
many things that like fall through, and it's like
Yeah, this
when it comes to
this
like
this movie
real
has a
justice,
yeah
if if all that we do in this first realm doesn't really matter, because then you could just make up for it in the second realm, like like the band of bandits, the older people, they're basically like, yeah, we were those people, we were those bandits, but then we came to understand that like that's not a way to live life. Basically, there's beauty in loving other people and appreciating other cultures and trying to come together. But it also feels like, yeah, but you guys are just physically older. Like, so there's like, you were forced in a way to change to some degree, but then you also had a level of choice. But ultimately, you were all evil people in the first realm. So it's like amazingly convenient for you that you get a second chance at life, kind of. But then for whatever reason, only one person goes over to the other
yeah.
side. Like, yeah. So,
There's a
anyways,
kind of like what dreams may come. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with Robin Williams. It happened in the '90s. Like his wife
mm,
dies, and he kind of goes on like this odyssey, surreal
mm-hmm,
odyssey
mm-hmm,
to try to get her back or to try to see her in the afterlife.
mm-hmm,
And it's very like surreal, and it's actually a pretty interesting movie.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a Robin Williams movie. This movie kind of reminds me of that. Now I
Yeah.
haven't seen that movie in many years, but like I
Mm-hmm.
still kind of vaguely remember it, and it
Yeah.
kind of had that surreal quality to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, like I think it's an interesting movie. Um,
Yeah.
it's
I'm gonna
beautiful.
stay on this for one more half second. I
Okay.
know I'm beating a dead horse a little bit, but Um. All right. So like, I think the movie in a lot of ways is made or broken over your enjoyment of the relationship between Hijiri and Scarlet.
Uh-huh.
They had very different experiences. Um, Obviously, Scarlet had everything ripped away from her, and she started off with under someone that absolutely loved her and was like forming her into an amazing person, and then yeah, once he was ripped away, she went down this path. I actually do really like that she's not successful. Like she trains and trains and trains, but then the adults are still a step ahead of her. Like that does make sense to me. Like the fact that she's poisoned and like she doesn't just have her complete shonen, come up like in the main life. I can't appreciate that. Um, but yeah, and then in Hijiri we see like yeah this man is he got himself killed because he was trying to yeah do the right thing at any given time, for more or less. And he does technically have like an element of the shonen, like he's gonna change the world around him because he has the right perspective that he then passes on to the main character and then chooses to like give his life more or less in a way for the main character. And then the main character, I do like her change from murdering everybody to then forgiving the people that were responsible for her father's murder, and even seeing that they weren't even fully for it after they committed the act, that they became confused and and rethought like whether they should have been a part of it or not, or didn't even agree to necessarily doing it, like because I guess two of the people didn't actually like stab him, or at least one of the guys didn't actually stab him.
The two
We
guys in
find
the
out.
back.
Yeah, we find out. So yeah, there's like it is satisfying in some level that they get a little bit of a chance at their redemption, but um, again, because it's second chance world, I was actually totally fine with her going and just like murdering everybody. Like,
If that's what she was going
sadly,
to do.
I mean, if yeah, like there was not really exactly a reason for it. The only thing that changed was one she thankfully was able to have a life outside of just the revenge and even like fall in love. Uh, I can appreciate
Yeah.
an element
So
of
so
that.
on that point,
Okay,
one
we'll
of the
tangent for a
again, one
half second. We'll come back. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so like on that point, she has like this weird vision looking at the fire and she like there's like the light speed. It's actually pretty cool. It's a cool effect. Everything's happening, it gets faster, and then boom, she's in Shibuya dancing with him,
Mm-hmm.
Hijiri in this version.
Mm-hmm.
What I was hoping for, what didn't happen, but what I was hoping for is as she's like, it's not time for you to die, like maybe she could like because she saw that vision that when she came back to life, that she would be in like that version of reality with Hijiri, you know what I mean? Instead of just going back to where she was already at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
because like why else would you have that vision? I
Mm-hmm.
almost feel like, oh man, I wish she kind of ends up there because there's nothing really left for her back at her place. She got murdered or whatever, and it's all in disarray. And she's not really trying
Yeah.
to avenge her father anymore because she had that
Yeah.
moment with her father.
I
I
think
thought it
there's
would
a
have been
little
cool if
bit of
like,
like the timey wimey, like his future was only he was able to have that version of life because she changed things for the positive in the past. It doesn't like fully go down that path or say that, but I kind of get the feeling that that is a little bit what happens. Um,
yeah, I would have been happy if she like ended up back in that version of
yeah,
reality,
yeah, yeah.
and then like that was like their happy ending. Like they come together, and like maybe instead of kissing and before she goes away, like she shows up and and it's kind of like not like quantum leap, but like she kind of ends up there, has full awareness of what's going on, and then sees him and runs up and like gives him a big kiss, and then they have a
Mm-hmm.
big dance number at the end. That would have
Mm-hmm.
been cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
I feel like the
yeah,
ending we got was just a little bit on the generic side.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
gonna make some changes. Things are gonna turn around when I'm in charge. Like all right, whatever.
yeah, yeah. Um, it's frankly, it's like a hopeful. It's like what people kind of like don't want God to be real. Wish would happen, like a second chance, and then a way to change the path. But
Yeah, like my preferred ending is more on the reincarnation side of things,
hmm
kind of.
yeah, with her going to the future and having a second chance at life, yeah, could
Or
have
just
been.
yeah, in an entirely different timeline.
Hmm
Because like all
Yeah.
these people are from different times anyway. So I'm like, all right, well,
hmm
if we're playing fast and loose with time, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really mean anything, that she could
Mm.
really ideally come back to life anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no hard and fast rules about any of this stuff at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. 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 The
So
last thing I'll say on my like frustration with this like second chance world is, like I'm saying, I kind of was okay with her just taking out everybody and not necessarily changing from this path of revenge, because if they die and they go to nothingness, they're nothing. They have no feelings. There's no thoughts. It's nothing. And then otherwise, there's one person I guess that can go to like the lands beyond or something like that, or no, I guess they were hoping like the one person would bring them to the lands beyond, right? Like all the
something, yeah.
people following the king were like, you're gonna bring me to the land beyond once you get there, right? He was definitely not gonna bring anybody. He was just gonna have it for himself if he could get there. Um,
Him and his wife Gertrude.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like very dark to really think about it, but I mean, either you're just not existent and you're not caring that you died, or you're in the lands beyond. Like, either way, I don't know why
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to stick around at this in between place. But
yeah. There's
yeah,
too much that's just not clear.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So did you? I know I was talking about it myself, but like, yeah, did you wind up caring very much about Scarlet and Hijiri? Was their relationship successful in like taking you on this journey? Did it became the main thing that you liked about the film?
A little bit. I would have liked to
Hmm.
see more develop between them.
Hmm.
I would have liked to have I would have I would to have had more conversations
Hmm.
and just kind of more bonding moments. I mean, they
Yeah.
kind of did. I mean, technically they did, but it was like, oh, I saved your life. Oh, you saved my life. Oh, that's cool. But like maybe like just normal conversations.
Hmm.
Reminiscing about their version of or life in their timeline, finding points of connection, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
If I gotten more of that, I would have been happy with that. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Yeah, this film felt like I was fine for the length that it was ultimately, given the story it wanted to tell, but it could have potentially been even more satisfying if it were like 6 hours and it was like a mini series or something. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
where there's more time to flesh out the characters.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of cool, interesting, creative ideas in this movie that are largely executed well.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, there's just so much ambiguity as to like the rules of the universe and what's going on. Like okay, so when the movie starts, it shows like from like the Earth satellite view of this land. It's
Mhm.
like it's painted. It's not actually CG. It's just kind of painted,
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
like the big James Horner. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, what's
Mhm.
going on? Okay, tell me more. What's going on? What's happening? And then it shows her. She's all her lips are all dried, and she's all like dehydrated
Mhm.
and stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's up. Um, yeah, the movie just went in directions that I didn't think it was gonna go in, and those
Mhm.
just come down to like
Yeah.
you know storytelling and directorial decisions.
Mhm.
So, it's fine, but
Mhm. Yeah. Now it's clear
yeah,
that through doing the main world in 2D and this world in CG, it was it was allowing those worlds to live in a different way, be presented in a different way, um, to give some clarity to the divide between the worlds. Why do you think though they chose for the like real world to be 2D and then this world to be CG?
Honestly, it may come down to budget. Like doing
Mm.
everything 3D may have just been cost prohibitive.
Hmm.
Or maybe they wanted the action to pop a certain way. I don't know. Um, whatever Hosoda had uh, whatever Hosoda had in his mind, that's what he settled on. So it's fine. Um, for what it's worth, I would have liked to have seen it all in CG anime, but I'm not upset that he did it the way that he did it. So it's fine. It's not jarring enough to like really take me out of the movie because it's like
Yeah.
it's just the flashbacks that are 2D. So
Yeah.
uh, you clearly see one way, the past, and then the surreal in another way. So that's fine.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I'm
yeah,
sure he has a reason. I'd be curious to hear what it is because for me,
yeah,
I mean, the CG by like definition has more dimension to it. So like I'm wondering like is he trying to say like this world is a little bit more real, encompassing I don't know than like the previous world. Uh, is reality just like more complex somehow in that world than the first world? Yeah, not
yeah. I don't know.
not fully sure about that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about Scarlet.
Okay, yeah.
It's a cool movie. It's got it makes some interesting decisions. Uh, there's a lot of gaps. I wouldn't even call them plot holes. There's just kind of gaps in like how this world works and what the rules are. And ultimately, it's a story on rails where everything happens in service of the main character getting to where they need to be in a way that just feels like that. And so, if you're okay with feeling like that, then you won't have any problems. But if you that kind of bothers you, then it might take you out of the movie. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. The
Mm-hmm.
2D and the 3D. A lot of beautiful pastels going on. I mean, if you look at our thumbnail and you look at the poster, some gorgeous pastels going on, some dark blues, some dark greens.
Hmm.
The color palette is beautiful on this movie. So visually, you really enjoy it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I like the
Do you have
level of
any other?
detail that they chose for the character design. I appreciate the world, even the CG backgrounds going towards like photo real, were what most of the time made it feel almost it's like dirtier. You know, there's a there's like a level of it's I don't know tension that is increased a little bit because of it, and I think they kind of wanted things to be a bit ugly, especially when you see it like you were talking about at the beginning, where you see like all the like cracks and moisture basically sucked out of
Yeah,
Scarlet's
chap
mouth and her
lips.
face. Yeah, so I think very a very intentional choice. You don't typically see a 2D anime characters like that with that much detail put into their faces, and I think by making it uglier, by making it heavier through the design in that sense, it definitely gave a sense of in a layer of weight to her experience. And like man, they I think he was really pushing to make a number of ugly ugly like faces and expressions for her as well.
Yeah,
I appreciate them pushing anime aesthetics to that extent. I mean, one may argue was probably a little too far, like the number of lines used to like make her terrified and like crying mouth. For I'm sure some character designers out there is way too high, but I think it wound up working for me overall. Just to kind of like show the terror and struggle and experience that the character was going through.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would say it's an interesting movie. I don't think it's my favorite of Hosoda's films, uh, but yeah, give it a watch. I
Yeah,
mean, I would say
yeah,
go see it in the movie theaters. Number one, to support anime in the theaters.
totally.
Let these
Hmm.
companies know that they need to put more movies out, and it's beautiful. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful film. So, like for
Yeah.
those reasons, and
Hmm.
if you're if as long as you're kind of along for the woo woo ethereal surreal movie where the plot takes a whole lot of liberties and doesn't explain a whole lot. Uh, if you're okay with that, then yeah, you're gonna enjoy this movie. If
Hmm.
you're more like I need my understanding of what's going on to be a bit more grounded, then yeah, this might be a little bit of a struggle for you. So
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely check it out on streaming if you don't go to theaters. But yeah, I mean, I saw it on IMAX and I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is the way to watch it. So
Yeah, and tell us in the comment section how much, if or if not, the king's palace or castle, whatever, in the 3D realm made you think of Lord of the Rings or not. Yeah, it immediately made me think of Lord of the Rings in its design language.
okay,
Hmm.
interesting. It kind of made me think of like Dracula or like Vampire like Castlevania or something like that. It kind of gave me that
Mm.
vibe, but
Mm.
that's just kind of
Hmm.
what first came to mind.
Yeah.
Or like Vampire Hunter D, like Bloodlust.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's not as stylized as those movies, but it just kind of gave me that feel. Like I almost felt like the king was more like a vampire. I don't know if that was intentional. Probably not. That's just kind of what came to my mind.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Cool.
all
Cool,
right.
man. Yeah. Thanks for
Well,
doing a part two of this. This wound up being a little bit long, but it's okay.
yeah. This was our part two. This has been our part two review of Scarlet. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified for all of our latest live stream movie reviews. My name is Austin,
My name is Josiah.
and we are the Super Cinema Bros. Thank you for joining us. We're not sure exactly what the next movie is going to be. I'm
I'm
kind of edging
Yeah.
possibly towards Dracula. He's possibly edging towards Goat.
So
Um,
between our two choices of Goat and Wuthering Heights,
yeah, oh yeah,
I'm I'm
Wuthering
I'm
Heights.
I'm going for Goat myself. If y'all
She's
really
going for
want
Goat.
us to cover Wuthering Heights, let us know in the vote. But right now, I think we're heading towards Goat. Maybe the week after we'll cover Dracula or possibly Crime 101
Yeah,
or possibly I think there's a movie called Redux or something. Um,
yeah. I just want you guys to know, like, I went out of my way to not read that book in high school. Like I made it a point to not read that book.
yeah,
Wuthering
fair.
Heights, Anna Karenina. Um, what else?
Rebecca,
I don't want to
maybe
tell on myself. I
sometimes
mean,
was.
I've been out of high school for 25 years or more. I'm
I
still not
know,
trying to
right?
dry stitch on myself, but um, this
I had
was
the
yeah.
choice of reading. I think a couple of those, but maybe Pride and Prejudice going into ninth grade. But I read Ender's Game going into ninth grade, which was an
See that
amazing
book
book.
was already I was already out of college probably by the time the book came out or whatever. Or maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
No, you
But
weren't.
yeah,
I think it came out in the '80s. Yeah, it wasn't. It might not have been in the
oh
high school
yeah,
curriculum though. Yeah.
no, no, not even close. And even if it was, I don't listen. I read Dragon Ball and Rurouni Kenshin.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, listen. Between junior high and high school, I read exactly two books, literature books. Yay for me! And those two books were Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton and The Lost World by
By
Michael
Michael
Crichton. That's
Crichton.
it.
Yeah.
The because I watched the movie changed my life, right?
Yep. Yep. Yes, it
The
does.
93, the original Jurassic Park movie just changed my life, blew my mind.
Mm.
So I read the book. It was a 399-page paperback. My mom had it. So I just took it and I read it. And then I got the sequel like for like my birthday or Christmas gift or something like
Mm.
that.
Mm.
And so I got it when it first came out and I read that. And those are the only books I ever bothered to actually read. Everything else was Cliff Notes, Spark Notes, whatever, like any way I
That
could
was
get
the
around
era
actually
for it, for
reading.
sure. Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
not interested in reading any of these old books. Um, I remember reading parts of like Brave New World, Aldous Huxley.
Oh yeah.
But like, if any way that I could get out of like having to do any serious, like, oh god, history class,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
let me just breeze, let me just read, skim through this history book before this test. Like,
Mhm.
I was not interested if it wasn't if it wasn't drawn by Akira Toriyama or Watsuki Nobuhiro. Like, I wasn't interested.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like,
With
go play
Tite
somewhere. I'm
Kubo
busy.
or Masashi Kishimoto.
That can't, oh. Speaking of Tite Kubo and Bleach,
Mhm.
so the homie Adam B, he played soccer. He was a goalie in football. He played for a league, and he went to Thailand. Like, I was part of the anime club. He knew I liked the anime, whatever. He had a layover in Tokyo, in Japan, on his way to Thailand for the soccer tournament. And the homie saw a comic book and thought of me, and it was like the Weekly Shonen Jump, and it
Mhm.
was the first chapter. It was the inaugural pilot chapter of Bleach. He gave that to me. I don't know if I still have it anymore, but like I just remember he had that. I was like, oh yeah. It had a chapter of Naruto, had a chapter of One Piece. I wasn't even in the One Piece during that time, but it had a chapter there. It had a chapter of Naruto during the Chunin exam. Bro, I was eating because he gave that to me. I was geeking. It cost
Mhm.
him like $3 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I saw that here. I got this for you. I know you like anime. I know you like all that Japan stuff." I was like, "Say less, bro. God bless you." Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So
Mhm.
that's what I was reading in high school. I
Yeah.
just was not trying to get me to read literature. Like it was like pulling teeth.
Mhm.
And so,
Same. I
um,
had the same experience. I mean, I read a couple more books, I think, but
I sure hope
that
so.
was the
Like,
no, that
I don't say this to my honor. I said this halfway to my shame. Halfway because I just didn't care.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, there were a few. I read a few more books, I think, in high school than you, but that was the era of just reading tons and tons of manga. I probably read like
Oh,
10
yeah.
times more manga than I did any American work.
Light work. That was easy. Easily 10
Oh
times
yeah,
more.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All
It's
right,
it's
so
it's
we're
the,
gonna
it's the
figure out.
classic, like, your parents giving you a
Yeah.
hard time because you can't, memorize something they want you, but then all 151 Pokemon and how to sing the Poke Rap or something. Yeah.
Oh,
When you
yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
it, you dig into it. When you don't like it,
Yeah.
it's the hardest thing in the world.
Bro, okay, so I was reading whole, like, translation summaries of chapters. I was printing out, like, 20 pages, like the volumes, like the
Yeah.
tankobon, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
volumes,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, there's, like, a 10-chapter compilation. That's how they
Mm-hmm.
sell manga. And I was in tech class just printing out just reams of paper so I
Yep.
could understand what was going on in this Ronin Kenshin
Mm-hmm.
chapter. This
Yep.
was like
Yep.
Web 1.0. This was the wild, wild west.
Brother.
None of this stuff was available in
Uh-huh.
English.
Uh-huh.
Like, man, it was a time to be alive. We were down when we
It
weren't
was.
downloading underground Eminem freestyle battles on Napster. Bro, I'm
Yep.
telling
Yep.
you, bro, this was wild. We were editing videos on
Mm-hmm.
VHS.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dating myself in so many ways, and I'm proud because like
Man, I know.
you guys don't even know. You
Dude,
guys like
we got it good right now. The fact that we can get English versions like day and date for everything, like, unbelievable.
simul
Unbelievable.
release globally.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
mean, it's get out of here, bro. This is not real life. This is something else entirely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna figure out
We're
which
in the other,
movie.
lands right now when we can get all that
Yeah,
stuff
we're in the
immediately.
upside down other world. Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
All right,
we're gonna
guys.
figure out which movie we're gonna watch. We'll figure it out.
Do the
We'll have it.
vote. Vote for GOAT, please. Vote for GOAT. Man, it's
Yeah,
looking right now, I got to be honest, like looking at the theaters, dang. Sony wants us to be as big as Across the Spider-Verse and K-pop Demon Hunters. And man, so far it's looking like nobody's going to watch this movie.
which one? Scarlet?
GOAT.
Oh, goat.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
no
it
one's
just
probably
to
watching
me, it
Scarlet
looks like a
either, but
generic
yeah.
3D, DreamWorks, Pixar. It just looks
Mhm,
like another one of those movies for little kids.
mhm,
And
mhm,
so
mhm,
that's just my take on it. I think I saw the trailer once. I was like, "Oh,
mhm.
okay." Um,
Yeah,
but I'll still
yeah,
check it
yeah,
out. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see what it's about. Um,
I think they
I
want it to be
do.
this generation Space Jam, but it's probably not going to be that. We'll see.
No, we'll see. Anyway, we'll let you know.
All right,
Until
guys,
then, thank you for
vote,
joining us.
vote.
God
Let
bless
us
you.
know. Let us know. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna make this a habit going forward. I've been paraphrasing uh, Numbers chapter 6 verses 24 to 26. I'm just gonna read it, and this is gonna be the new sign off going forward because I was already kind of saying it. Let me just say it all the way correctly and not have to paraphrase it.
good night to you, Genobi. Thanks for coming on by. Yeah, we do see your
Thank
message.
you,
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Keep it
Keep it
real.
real. It's real 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for contributing to our conversation. We look forward to seeing you again.
Mm-hmm.
And until
Mm-hmm.
next time, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look with favor on you and give you peace. God bless you guys. Have a
God bless
wonderful
you
evening,
guys.
and we'll be back next time.
All right.
This is us signing off. Peace.
Peace.